Well, Week 8 is officially done. We are headed into playoffs. Of course, this coverage brought to you by Alienware, but I'm joined right now by Sven, who just beat out FlyQuest in beat out.
Oh. Yeah?
You did also kind of beat them up.
Yeah, that's true. We beat them up, yeah.
Yes.
We were
Anyway.
angry. We were angry after our AG match.
He beat them up in a tiebreaker match, and so you guys have secured 5th place.
Oh. Fuck yeah, 5th place.
That's what I was going to ask. Is like, okay, so it's 5th place. How are you feeling about that?
It's kind of fucked up, no? That we're 5th place? C9 5th place? It doesn't feel right.
Yes.
But I mean, we take those because we're playing against CLG instead of TL, which is pretty good. Coming into this playoff, I think dodging AG, TL, and One of Thieves is probably the best you can hope for in the first round. So it's good enough for me.
Okay. So this tiebreaker match, was it very important to you or not so much?
I mean, it was important because it's good to play against CLG over TL. I think everyone will consider TL a better team than CLG at this point, right?
Right.
Especially in playoffs where it actually matters to have a lot of experience and such. But with that said, I wouldn't have cared that much if we lost. And today you saw Fudge, Blabber, and Jensen trying their hardest to lose the game, 3-5, that one time when Baron Red.
Yes.
Like, we didn't really care about the counter game.
Gotcha.
But it is still better to win, so, yeah.
What was your reaction when you saw them trying their hardest to lose the game?
I mean, they were like, we can 3-5. I'm like, yeah, you guys not 3-5 them. You know, I mean, just win the game automatically, right? And they're like, no, it's fine. I'm like, okay. And I watched them die. I'm like, yeah. And someone asked after the team fight, anyone flashed? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't look. I just looked the other way and hoped he goes fine. Yeah. Sitting on my ADC, watching him hit tower, you know, being useless. Yes. That's what it is.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk playoffs then. It sounds like you already know the 3 that you are most concerned about because they're the ones you listed that you're trying to avoid, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think CLG or FlyQuest are bad teams by any means, but they're less experienced, and I do think they have worse players than the other 3, and us for that matter. So I do think it's the top 3 that are our 3 biggest opponents right now, with the order being pretty good, I think. Like TL being 3rd is, I think, fair for them right now. But I do have like a little bit of a... I do think TL will be stronger in playoffs than they are right now. Yeah. I do think that they're picking it up slowly. I feel like their games get better and better every week recently. Even though they lost to One of Thieves today, I still think that they will be a really strong team in playoffs.
Well, you've mentioned so far, including yourself, 6 teams, but there's actually 8 teams in playoffs. Yeah. So any thoughts on TSM and Golden Guardians and any chances they have, or do you think they get eliminated right away?
I think it's a bit separate maybe, but I think it's weird that in NA you can be like 0-13 in week 6 or whatever it is, and you make playoffs in 2 weeks to go. With 5 games to go, you make playoffs. I think it's weird that a team with 4 wins, IMT in this case, are in playoffs. Yes. I think that's like just a bad format because almost every time the team that's like 7th, 8th, they just go in playoffs, they lose 0-3 in first round to the first team that lost in the upper bracket, and that's it. So I'm not sure if fans like watching that kind of game. Like, it feels like it's not actually that exciting to watch. So I'm not a big fan of it.
Would it change your opinion if one of those teams didn't lose their first match?
Maybe, yeah, if it was more common that those teams actually made some sort of miracle run. I know back in the day, C9 was like 7th place at some point, and they made it to the Gauntlet. That's a different format as well. And the Gauntlet's more exciting as well than this, I think. Yeah. So I'm not sure, but I also don't like the point system that they have in EU, where like G2 makes Worlds before playing a single best of 5 in summer, right? Yeah. Sure, they deserve it because they won Spring Split and they're first place now or something like that. So it's like, it's fair enough, but still, I'm not a fan of these formats that we have right now in both the EU and NA leagues. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's more important what fans think, what broadcast thinks. So, yeah.
Because, well, I don't think they're a huge fan of the format either, but whatever. Anyway.
So no one likes it, but we still have it.
Well, you know, sometimes it's nice you get extra viewing hours because there's more matches in the playoffs, right? So, like, maybe there's sponsor elements too. What do you think of Azael's casting?
It's pretty good, I think. It's one of my favorite casters.
Okay.
No, I'm serious. I think his casting is good.
Damn, well, he was going to walk into the shot. It was going to be great, but then fans accosted him, so now it just sounds like a random...
Fans, man. The fans ruining everything again.
I know, always. No, you mentioned LEC and their system. While we're on the topic of LEC, what do you think of the Vitality situation?
Yeah, I was actually on my way into game against EG. When Vitality was in-game, I saw, like, on my friend list on the TR, same server, despite it being different regions and stuff. Vitality perks in-game, Orianna, 10 minutes, and I was hoping that they would win when I was done with the game. Yeah. But then when we lost, I was too busy thinking about my own loss, and then I checked Twitter, and I was like, oh, damn. Yeah. And it kind of, that's like one situation where I think teams like Vitality could make a comeback if they were like 7th or something, right? I could see that kind of team actually making it. It just happens to be an NA that all teams below 6th are always just super trash. Right. For the most part, it's like 4 and below, but like sometimes it's 6 and below. So, ace with this tough loss. I think I feel bad for Brooks. I still hope the best for him, despite not being teammates with him anymore. But yeah.
I'm gonna get so many views on this interview when the finals are Golden Guardians TSM and in just a couple weeks.
Honestly, I wouldn't be like. I would be happy to be proven wrong. Like I would be happy to see like some sort of actual underdog story from like IMT going to finals. It would make my fucking blow my mind, right? Yes. But it just won't happen. Yes. It just physically can't happen.
Yeah. I mean, it can't because they got eliminated. They're not in.
Wait, what?
Yeah. It's Golden Guardians TSM.
Oh my God, Golden Guardians made playoffs. Yes. Be winning 1 game out of last 7 or something. Yes. Disgusting.
Okay. Anyway, let's talk about what you guys need to do, because here's the thing. Throughout, starting in week 3, you guys were like, okay, we just haven't had as much time to practice. And then like week 4, you guys were like, we haven't had as much time to practice. And I think Blabber maybe on broadcast this week was like, we just haven't had as much time to practice as these other teams. We're done with week 8. So at some point in time, when is the practice situation going to go away?
I mean, realistically never, right? But I do think that at this point, we can't blame it anymore. Yeah. I think that we just cope as players. You just blame draft or something, or you blame like coaches, or you blame something, the weather. I don't know, anything to cope, and that's just how it is. Players, you have to do it.
Yeah. Like true League of Legends players, you guys. Yeah.
You just blame jungler, right? It's the same thing. Yes. But I think that it was a fair argument for the most part of the season, because every time a new champion comes into meta, you haven't played before, like whether it's hyper carries or it's enchanters or whatever, you have to figure out how you play with that kind of champ in your comp. So it's normal. But I think at this point, we've been through the melees, Nautilus, Leona. We've been through the enchanters, Lulu and Yuumi. We've been through the defensive support like Tam and Braum. So now we've covered all our bases. I think we're starting to get there. I think that this week we had good drafts, and I think we had against EG. After the game, we still said I should have banned Vi instead of Lee Sin, which I agree with. We should have banned Vi instead of Lee Sin, but we can't blame that for our loss, right? Yeah. EG game was won, so.
Okay. So, let's say you make Worlds with Cloud9. Who are the other teams besides you from North America?
I'd say EG, and it really is a coin flip, because one teams have beaten TL last 2 times they played against each other, but everyone considers TL more dangerous because of their potential, quote unquote, their ceiling, whatever. But it's like, I can't tell you if they're going to hit that ceiling or not, because TL's issues seem to be not strictly gameplay related. Like, you can't tell me that a team with this roster is like this mediocre, that's the word. Like, they should be much better than they are. So I can't tell you what's going wrong in that team. They're having some identity issues, but I think they're starting to pick it up. So I will say TL. I'll say EG, TL, C9. But I think honestly, like at this rate, it looks like it's just gonna be EG and then like some sort of like coin flip between C9, One Thieves, and TL. Yeah.
Very good. Well, we'll see how things go. Anything you want to say to any of the fans out there?
Yeah, I want to say thanks to the fans for sticking through this long day. We were here for second game of the day at like, what was that, 1 p.m. or something like that, 1:30 p.m. And now we're here at 7 p.m. and there's still fans waiting, and they were cheering for us in the game with their signs and their chants. It's really nice to play in front of the crowd again. I think once you've been away from it from a 4-hole split and with COVID and all, you start to appreciate it more. So it's nice. Thanks to the fans for being here.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for the interview. Best of luck in playoffs. Looking forward to seeing what C9 can do. And for everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things LCS right here on my YouTube channel.
Support King.
Hey, thank you so much for watching that interview. I know normally I make some stupid joke here and it doesn't make sense and you're like, well, that's why you're sticking around. This time I have something different for you. I have, for the first time in my relationship with Alienware, which transcends all this time, all the way back to the end of 2018, a situation where we're doing something different with the partnership. Now, if you purchase something through the link that is in this description, I will actually have a cut of it go towards Travis Gafford Industries, TGI. So it's a very different type of thing where I know some of you guys tried to use that link before. You've tried to use the promo codes. Please make sure that you use the link now, because that will actually really help. And so that's the first time we've done something like that. So thank you so much for watching. Please hit that link if you're going to buy an Alienware product, and just know that some of that will come back to TGI if you do.